Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another blind commentary, and today I'm reacting to 3 more videos from the Brony Notion. Yeah, when I looked at his videos before, it was pretty interesting. Some people thought I was being a little too negative in those videos, and that I was even being mean to the Brony Notion, but that's really not what I was trying to get across. I was just concerned about how my own reaction turned out. I didn't feel like I had much to add to those videos, or really much reaction. Although, in retrospect, I think I did react pretty well to the Illuminati one. I thought that was a pretty crazy video, and I had a lot of good reactions to it, so I probably just didn't know what I was talking about. And people did want me to do more of these. They liked my reaction and gave me suggestions, and since I did like the videos, I am definitely willing to take a look at more of his content. And yeah, that brings us to today, where I'm looking at 3 of his videos. They are titled How Do Ponies Get Their Names? How Does the Sonic Rainboom Work? And The Big Connection. Now, I don't really know what the third one's going to be about. That's a very vague title, but the first 2 seem pretty self-explanatory. The question of ponies and their sometimes prophetic names is one that's been hanging over the series pretty much since the start. I'll be interested to see what answer he has for that, but I don't really think that there probably is a good one, other than that's just how it works out, but I don't know. As for the Rainboom, I never really thought of that before either, but I would think it's just because Rainbow is rainbow colored and she goes really fast and creates a Rainboom, and it's some kind of magic thing that makes it all rainbow colored too. So, yeah, maybe he has a more complicated theory. Guess we'll see. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. Okay.
So there's this weird connection between
and here we
these
go.
names and their cutie marks.
Yeah.
Lyra has a lyre.
Well, Lyra was named by the fans though, so that's not really a good example. But the rest of these, yeah.
Spoon and Diamond Tiara, you get the point. These are just naming a few. Now, this isn't the case across the line, but the fact that it happened more than once is mysterious. Were those ponies called that before they got their cutie marks? And more importantly, how do ponies even get their names?
Yeah, that is the question.
In our culture, it's tradition that we name our children at birth, but maybe you might be thinking ponies' names are given to them later in life. That would explain a lot. It's possible that the ponies I mentioned before were called one thing up until the point when they got
Little
their cutie
Pony.
marks. Once they cease to be blank flanks, they go by whatever their cutie mark is. This
I don't
theory
think
has some
we've seen
serious
that
problems,
in,
though. Look at Featherweight.
yeah.
He had his name long before he got his cutie mark. Plus, just like us, it seems as if all ponies name their kids at birth. Take the baby cakes, for example.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
be surprised if their cutie marks didn't end up having to do with pumpkin cake and pound cake. And think about the CMC. If their cutie marks don't end up matching their names, I doubt they would start going by something else. So we're back to square one. Let's figure out what's going on here. I'm pretty sure we can assume that most ponies aren't psychic. I'm sure there are exceptions, but Filthy Rich probably wasn't looking into the future when he named his daughter Diamond Tiara. But what if the job of naming new ponies doesn't belong to the parents? Like I said, the parents can't predict the future, but what if someone else can? Someone who can see the destinies of the newborn ponies and name them likewise. Is it possible that Celestia names them? In the past, Celestia has been shown to have an incredible amount of foresight, especially regarding destiny. Maybe Celestia personally visits newborns and names them.
Well,
it is just a theory, but let's say it's true. Would every
call her
pony be
Sweetie
named by
Drops.
Celestia? Remember, not all names and cutie marks match up. Well, I think yes. Even when
Was
there's a
Granny
difference
Smith
between
always
name and
her
cutie
name,
mark,
though?
most
Because
of
that
the
would be
time,
weird.
Both relate to the character of the pony in question. Notice Rarity's name isn't Diamonds, but because diamonds are rare, her name still fits her. Also, Balloons doesn't make for a very good name, but the name Pinkie Pie gives a similar impression. See what I mean? Names and cutie marks are 2 totally different mediums, so it only makes sense that one looking into a pony's destiny wouldn't always name the pony according to their cutie mark. The future talents and character of a newborn pony are unknown. Because of this, I'm convinced that ponies are named by someone who does know. Not necessarily Celestia. Who says it even has to be a person? It's a possibility that some force tells parents what to name the pony.
Yeah, the Force.
Although the answer could be a lot simpler. Who knows? Maybe everyone was just born with labels. There's lots of possibilities, but what do you guys think? I want to hear what you have to say in the comments. This is the Brony Notion, signing out until next time.
I'm sure he got some interesting comments.
Blank flanks? More like dank flanks.
Okay, yeah, why not?
The Sonic Rainboom
That's not
is
painful at all.
so elusive that only one pony has ever been able to pull it off, and that pony is of course Rainbow Dash. The concept of a Sonic Rainboom is really interesting. Going at a certain speed creates a massive explosion of color, although you have to wonder why. How do Sonic Rainbooms work in the first place?
Okay. Good question.
Let's start this off by establishing what a Sonic Rainboom is. According to Pinkie Pie, if a Pegasus gets going fast enough, they can create a Sonic Boom and a Rainbow at the same time. Before we talk about the Rainbow aspect, let's discuss how Sonic Booms work. And I'm sorry, but this is gonna require a little science lesson. Back to school. So any movement in our atmosphere creates pressure waves, aka sound waves. These waves cause vibrations that
sure, it works exactly the same in Equestria.
Now, in this case, Rainbow Dash is emitting pressure waves. As she moves faster and faster, the waves in front of her become more and more compact. Once she hits Mach 1, the speed of sound, Rainbow Dash would be traveling at the same speed as the waves in front of her. The pressure waves would be so tightly packed together, breaking through them by going faster would cause a shock wave. This is how Sonic Booms get their, well, boom. Now take a deep breath. The science lesson is over, but if you'll remember, the Sonic Boom is really only half of the full thing. At the same time as the Sonic Boom, a rainbow explosion occurs as well. To establish what that rainbow is, I'll have to establish what it's not. Of course, this is all up for debate, but I don't think there's some sort of light refraction or anything like that going on here. The Rainboom is just too big to be a natural water droplet light refractor. Plus, that wouldn't really explain the fiery look, so it's probably not a normal rainbow. Next, some have theorized that Rainbow Dash was breaking the visual spectrum as well as the audible, a photonic boom. However, there's no way Rainbow Dash is traveling even close to the speed of light, so that's out of the question too. I'm thinking the rainbow half of the Rainboom can't be explained with science, but it
probably
can be
magic.
With magic.
Yep.
This is a magical explosion. How do we know? Well, we don't know for sure, but there are a couple things that might hint towards this conclusion. For example, look at the return of Harmony. In the beginning, when Twilight casted her failsafe spell, which failed by the way, the animation on the ground had a very similar style to the fire ring from the Rainbow.
And then in Princess Twilight Sparkle, she does
that the rainbow is too.
something very similar.
This raises a new question. Why does moving at a certain speed create a magical explosion? Well, first, let's talk about Pegasus magic. The episode Twilight's Kingdom made it very clear that Pegasus magic is what makes flying possible. In the episode Sonic Rainboom, it's revealed to us that only Pegasi can naturally walk on clouds, most likely due to the same magic. Now, humor me for a moment. What if this magic works like sound waves? It would be these magic waves that allow ponies to manipulate the weather, fly, and walk on clouds. If these waves worked like sound waves, then going at a fast enough speed would cause the same bunching up of energy and release that the Sonic Boom causes. A magic boom. This is what I believe actually occurs during the Sonic Rainboom. A Sonic Boom and a Magic Boom at the same time. Here's my final evidence for this point. The color. Is it any coincidence that Rainbow Dash is the only one who's pulled off the Rainboom? In the past,
Probably
we've seen
not.
a strong correlation between a pony's magic and their color. In most cases, when some aspect of their magic gets taken away, their colors fade as well. Twilight's Kingdom is the odd exception here, only their eyes faded. But there's definitely a connection. In the Magic Boom theory, the magic in the explosion is from the pony causing it. And since color and magic are linked, the Rainboom might just be reflecting the colors of the flying pony. That might be why the
Rainbow is most magical.
And also why Twilight's spell, which I mentioned earlier, is colored just like her.
Most magical
say
Pegasus.
Lightning Dust got going fast enough to break the sound barrier. Well, I think the magical explosion would look like this. But what do you guys think? Is the rainbow part of the Rainboom a so-called magic boom? Let me know what you think in the comments. In case you haven't noticed, which who am I kidding, you've noticed by now, I'm doing a little redesigning around my channel. Not only did I change my background from Sweet Apple Acres, but I had my OC redrawn too. Choopchi at DeviantArt created a new set
definitely
of
looks
posters for
different.
Sawtooth. And I must say, they're really great. I put a link to our DeviantArt in the description, so check that out. There's some more changes coming, but those will be discussed at the end of next Thursday's video. But that aside, on August 22nd, my channel passed 100,000 subscribers.
Quite the milestone.
With 5 zeros. Now more than ever, I'm so grateful to have such a large number of supporting
That's gotta be
followers.
pretty awesome.
This channel has become such a big part of my life, and it wouldn't be that way without you guys. Thank you so much for keeping up with and contributing to all my wild theories and ideas. It means a lot to me. This is the Brony Notion, signing out until next Thursday. Brohoof. I was in the process of making a video about the friendship games, but I had to put that one on hold because, oh my gosh, last Saturday's episode was too good to be true. Not only
Okay,
did they give
Crusaders a little
Diamond
less
Tiara
mark.
the depth and the motivation I've been requesting, but our blank flanks have finally ceased to be blank flanks.
That was an
It never
amazing
happened,
episode.
But it did, and the way they pulled it off was so much better than I was expecting. The conclusion to this overarching theme was so satisfying. Think about it. The two main sets of characters in the show are the main six and the CMC. Now we know that they're connected in a much deeper way. It's clear that both groups were destined to be, but I think the CMC might be more strongly drawn together. The main six got their cutie marks at the same time, and so did the cutie mark Crusaders. But unlike the main six, the CMC got their cutie marks together, all three in the same place having the same thought. We've never seen anything like that. Plus their cutie marks all have a united theme. The main six? Kinda, but hardly as much. There's no question in my mind that a strong magic has taken the CMC to this point, where they can benefit other ponies. Most cutie marks just sort of fade in, while theirs was much more dramatic and even magical.
Indeed.
It's difficult to emphasize just how absolutely brilliant this is. These three ponies have a shared destiny, to help other ponies with their destinies, to assist any pony who's confused about who they're meant to be. We've already seen it with Troubleshoes, and now with Diamond Tiara. The mind-blowing part is how this fits in with the main six. As of the beginning of the season, the main six have finally discovered their destiny together, to go around Equestria solving friendship problems via the map. In this episode, the CMC have discovered their destiny together, to go around solving identity problems.
Yeah, they definitely complement each other.
Ponies in Equestria can run into social problems, amongst others, or personal problems with themselves. And now there's a team to help both. People are saying that Crusaders of the Lost Mark was basically the magical mystery cure for the CMC, but it's even better than that. When Twilight became a princess, no one knew what that really meant, or what her role would be. However, in Crusaders of the Lost Mark, the CMC's destinies were made very clear, and as a result, it was much more satisfying. That's why this episode has replaced Magical Mystery Cure as my personal favorite. It really ties a neat bow on all the loose ends the show has built towards. What a perfect system. It would be a shame if someone were to mess things up. But this makes me wonder, if the CMC are meant to solve problems regarding cutie marks, how will they come into contact with these problems? The main six have the cutie map, which alerts them and shows them where they need to go. Is it possible that the CMC will get their own kind of cutie map?
That is a good question.
Or perhaps their cutie marks will start appearing on the main six's map. Who knows? Maybe the problems will just come to them. What do you guys think? How similar are the roles of the main six in the CMC? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. And stay tuned for my next video about the friendship games. You guys are gonna like it. Until then, this is the Brony Notion, signing out until next time. Brohoof.
Okay.
Wait a minute. They're colors. Where have I seen that? The Candy Corn Crusaders.
Okay. Yeah. Candy corn. Why not? So, yeah, those were pretty fun. I think they were even more entertaining than, well, not the Illuminati one, but the other one in the first video that I did. And, yeah, I enjoyed them. I don't know if I have too much to really add to the conversation of what he was talking about, since, I don't think it really matters, but it was some interesting theorizing. I mean, I had heard similar things in terms of the name thing before, that someone decides it at birth other than the parents, or that they have like a psychic flash or something, just telling them what to name the children. And as for the Sonic Rainboom, I hadn't really thought that far into it, but it was pretty similar to my basic thoughts, just that it's a sonic boom and magic, so rainbows. Don't think there's much more that can really be said with that one. Then there was that third video, which is very similar to some thoughts I've had about how the CMC complement the main six. And yeah, I do really find that interesting and really just cool and just a brilliant idea. So that really has me looking forward to season 6 and seeing how it really does all work out with the CMC and their new role. I am very curious to see if they will end up on the map and stuff. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say on these. Hope you liked the commentary. Let me know if you did. And see you in the next one.